you need to come in. Yeah. So, for instance, if I should attend to this question, I would say, I understand that what healthcare is to hospital is also what patient is to healthcare is what customer is to businessman. So as a businessman, I understand that my customer is my first priority. In the same way, in healthcare, the reason why we all gathered here is because of the patient. So in whatever thing I'm going to do, I'm going to understand that patient need to be at the forefront of whatever decision I'm taking. And having that in mind, and also being in this business for a long time, not in healthcare, yes, but I've been into it. I understand that whatever thing that I will do to make my patient satisfied should be my priority. So I strongly believe that I will be able to take care of the patient. It may sound funny, but at the same time, you are not moved and you are not taking unawares. Then another thing they might ask you, okay, if a patient should come to you, two patients comes, then how are you going to, both of them have a complaint, how are you going to address them? As I've said earlier, whenever patient is mentioned, put your customer. What happens when you have two customers that comes to your shop? Is still that priority? What is the age of the patient? What did the patient want? What did the customer want? That is the priority. If I should have a little child and a young child that comes in, as a trader or as a businessman, who are you going to prioritize? That is it. If you have an elderly that also comes to buy something, who are you going to prioritize? It's as simple as that. So in that situation, when such patient comes, what you need to check is, what is the condition? How serious is the condition of that? Does that patient need assistance? Maybe the patient need assistance to continue the assessment or whatever. So first of all, I have to run a quick check assessment of that patient and know if the patient that needed to be helped to sit down. Then I'll get to know the complaint. Then from the complaint of the two of them, I will now know who is in their need of help, as per whose condition is life-threatening. That is still priority. And that is exactly what I will do if I still have my patient, if I still have my customer. So that is what I do. Depending on what you are selling, you can relate it. Remember, I've said as a trader, you might be selling drugs, you might be selling cosmetics, you might be selling provision, whatever you are selling. That is what, just imagine you are in the shop. You know how you run around to get this patient. You know how you beg them to come so that they will buy. This is exactly the relationship we have with our patient in healthcare. That relationship we have with your customers, that is exactly the relationship we have with the patient. Then another question they might ask you, okay, now if we now ask you to start this job, when are you going to start? How ready are you to start? You know, some of us might be tempted to the thing there. You don't have to be desperate, but you will still have to show that readiness. Yes, I'm available to start as soon as possible. That is it. So that availability is what they want. You don't want to go and settle your family. You don't want to go and finish selling your land or something of that nature. So they want someone that is ready to start. So that is just it. The emphasis I want to lay is that whenever such patient is come to you, remember, you don't have that experience of a patient dying. You have given oxygen, you've done this, you've done that. So all the experience you've had is with your customer. So that's exactly what you are going to narrate. And once you have that analogy and that idea, you'll be able to tackle such question. So that is it, what I want to share with us. For those of us, you can still help others that are into it. And once you relate it with your patient, you'll be confident in answering whatever thing that you are being asked. But if you want to make it abstract, you want to think about what you've not done before, you might stumble. So that is always the idea I used to give to those people that are just coming. They've not been in the same way. This idea can also be used to answer any question, even if you're a nurse or you're in healthcare position, but you are being asked regarding, because most times they will ask you what you've done. Tell me a time in a critical position you've been able to handle, and so many of these things. Because you've got that idea, it might be easy. Because sometimes I do hear people say, I want a question, possible, they will say, what kind of question can they ask for this interview? Most time, remember you submitted your certificate, they just want to see how confident, because apart from that, whatever, they're also assessing your confidence in answering and how confident you are in what you think you are. So that is just, you can just close your eyes and remember one patient you've nursed, and that is just how to answer health-related interview questions. So most times for me, I don't really search for book or all this to do. This is just the approach I normally take. So that is it. Have you got any other question? So that is just the summary of everything I've got. So we have like about 10 minutes to take questions. So you can ask any other question you've got, even if it's not related to this. If you're not happy with speaking, you can type. Okay?
Okay. Can I ask a question, please? Can you hear me? Okay. I'm the lady that spoke to you today as regards my travel to Saudi Arabia. And you said I should wait for this Zoom meeting so that you will clear the air. The first I was introduced to an agent that said she will collect 1.8. She initially to pay 1.8. So this evening she said 1.9 nine 1.9 30,000. Do you understand? And then the one I saw on your group said 1.3, but I will not, there will be no data flow for me. Although he has not actually spell out how it's going to be, like they do, they don't, everything. I don't know anything about his own route because he said I must submit my document before he can talk to me. He doesn't even know if I'm a nurse or I'm just trying to interrogate him. So I want to know what is the importance. What do you think can happen? Because the other, I was asking again, somebody else told me that people that will collect 1.3 will actually get my visa and I will not go, they will not give me until I give them 1 month salary. 1 month. At least he should be able to tell us, spell out the benefits and the drawbacks. It's not just by submitting. I told him that I cannot just submit my credentials when I don't know what I'm trying to go embark on. Let me know what is it just 1.3 and that's all, or after everything you tell me to give you 1 month salary. You know what do you advise? Everything I have is just 1.5. I don't know how it's going to be for me. Do I start the process and go then later complete it? Thank you very much. I think that's my question.
Can you still hear me?
It's fine, it's very fine.
You can unmute yourself because you have background noise. You can use the chat box, unmute yourself.
Okay.
So you can use the chat box. Can you hear me? So what I think I understand your fear. However, the first process to this journey is to submit your credential. So during my own time, as I've told us, the first thing we did is to submit. Remember, they will ask you to submit either your credential or your CV. So there is no cause for alarm. If they've asked you to submit your CV or credential, just submit your CV and credential because you've not lost anything. You've not made any payment. So my suggestion is you have to submit all those things. They will go through it. Remember, they have hospital and they have been in this business. They have hospital that they are recruiting these nurses for. So they have to go through your CV, even if they're happy. The point is, before you make any payment, you will see their offer. So that is always where I emphasize. Before you give anyone your money, you have to see what they offer. If you're signing a contract, make sure you read the terms and conditions. You see all these things you are saying, it will be stated in that contract. And they will tell you, you have so time to sign this contract if you are happy. So you have to read it. So in my own opinion, regarding that visa stuff, all these things are benefit. The hospital give that visa. You have that. If it's direct hire, you are entitled to that visa. So it's the hospital that will release that visa, they will issue you. But because this is business, you have to pay for their service charge and all those things. But they will tell you that they won't giving you all those stuff. But in my own opinion, there's no cause for alarm. You can still submit your credential. You can even submit to both of them. Just submit to both of them until it comes to the point of payment. That is the time you make your final decision. Submit to both of them. Let them continue whatever they are doing. Maybe after that, then the next one will be to show you their offer. Then you go through it. Then you compare the two. You see what they offer them. So that is it. So most times they give you that visa. It depends, as I've said earlier. It depends. So that's just what I have to say about this. Okay. You can use the chat box or mute yourself. Did you get what I just said? Infinite Hot 10. I've got Chinon. So you can go ahead to ask your question. We are already rounding off. We have 10 minutes to leave here. And we have completed the topic. So, but however, we are taking any question. So you can go ahead and ask your question, Chinon. So you can use the chat box or you use the unmute yourself and ask question, whichever. Chinon, so can you hear me? Infinite Hot 10. Are you happy with what I've just said, or you've got any other question? You can unmute yourself when you want to talk. Otherwise, because of the background noise, it's advised you. Chinon, so have you got any question? Can you still hear me? You can use the chat box. Actually, it's unfortunate I cannot go over what I've discussed earlier in the meeting. I say it's about tackling interview for those that have not got job experience. But however, health-related job experience. However, you can ask any question now. We are done with that topic. So maybe if we are going back to it, it will be from your question. So Infinite Hot 10, were you happy with the answer I've given? I'm not really sure if I will post the overview, but let's just see how it goes. So we are now in question and answer stage. Remember, we are living in the next 8 minutes. I'm happy to take any question you've got. Since this topic, it doesn't relate so much to nurses, that's why I think they were not here. But however, we want to accommodate as many people as possible. So maybe subsequent topic we'll get. What particular guide did you need? Chinon, so at what stage are you? So we need to know where you are, then we can know how to help, if you don't mind. If you're happy, you can use the unmute yourself. Otherwise, I can take all your question in the chat. I can see them. It's all right. No information is a waste. Even though you've not written your IS, it's okay. Whenever you write your English test, most of this information you've already known it. So we're happy to assist in any way. So if we are all happy, I've not heard from Infinite Hotel. Please, could you say something about what I've said regarding your question? If you still have any question or you're not happy, let me know. So we are leaving in the next 5 minutes. I'm happy to take your question. It's all right. You can also follow my YouTube channel, Uzondudiary, for related topics. I've got so many topics. If there is any other topic you want me to discuss, you can share it in the group. I'm happy to make a topic, to make a presentation on that as well. I also encourage us to attend Zoom meetings. Even though we are not already at that stage, it will go a long way to helping us. At least we can also guide others if the information is not directly to us. So we've got 4 minutes to leave. So I want to appreciate everyone that you were able to come today. I know we are just few, but the good thing I like about this Zoom meeting, at least 30-minute Zoom meeting, it will not take you much. For now, let's just be making it a short meeting so that we can take as much question as possible. Most time when we direct our question, I might not be available or busy at the time, but once it's this meeting, you have me and every of us, we have the time, we can just stay and talk about that. So thank you so much for your time. We can start leaving if there is nothing more. So thank you so much. What message is here? So someone say in this Japan process, is it better to migrate to UK directly or through other countries like Saudi Arabia? My dear, whichever that applies to you, there's what we call retrogression. We have it now in US. So it seems retrogression is just the process of releasing their visa is quite slow. So it seems now everything is standstill. So people are being encouraged to move to anywhere they could. While you are still, remember NCLEX, once you've taken NCLEX, you've got it for life. So you can still take your NCLEX and we keep waiting until they increase their visa, whatever. So we have retrogression for US migration now. So it seems everything has slowed down. We have a great number of people waiting to get visa. So because of that, and there is limited visa, so everything has slowed down. So many people have to wait longer to get a visa. So whichever that applies to you or you think better, you are the one that will make that decision. I'm sorry. So thank you so much for your time. So in the next 2 minutes, I'm going to end the meeting. If we've not got any other question. I'm at the chat box so I can see all your questions. Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate your presence. So I'm going to end the meeting now. So see you next time. Bye.